Hey everybody, this is Tanya Barbie of I Am Still a Rose. In spite of it all, in spite of the challenges here, day in and day out, we still have a duty. And that duty is to be the best person that we can be. That duty is to get beyond whatever has affected us in our lives. That duty is to us. It is to reflect on who we are, what we've accomplished, what we have not accomplished. It's to just keep moving forward. I have lost so many people that I knew this year. And I have friends that have lost relatives as young as 42, 43 years old. One family member has lost, one friend of mine has lost a family member, and that family member has just lost another sibling. We got to keep pushing forward. There's so many issues going on in this world today. So many things going around. All you have to do is turn on the news. You don't have to turn on the news. You can watch television. And you can see the morals deteriorating. You can see more violence. You can see women throwing drinks at each other in their face. You see the disrespect. You see the dishonor. And then we have it in our homes even. We see the hurt that men and women go through day in, day out, trying to stay in a relationship that doesn't go well, but they're hanging in there for the sake of the children. Stuff is happening everywhere. So we have to look inward. We have to start thinking about what can we do to make it better. We also have to watch who's in our company. We have to be careful of who we call our friends. We have to be careful about relatives. We have to be careful about anybody in our lives today in this era that prevents you from being that best person that you can be. And I've always strived to be the best person that I can be. And with that comes a lot of tension, comes a lot of turmoil. And don't try to have a better relationship with our Heavenly Father, because the adversary will come after you. He will come after you through your children. He will come after you through your siblings, your mother, your father, your job. He will come after you any angle he can. He is focused on killing, stealing, and destroying. That's his focus. And if we want better for our lives, we have to stay focused. And if people are dying at 42 now, like flies, just dropping in their sleep, we can't say we'll do it tomorrow. We got to do everything we can today. And I'm not saying don't get rest and keep going and drive yourself in the ground due to stress. But we can't keep putting off what we know we need to do tomorrow when we can do it today. I've been resented most of my life because I ain't stopping. I'm not quitting. I want to focus on being the best that I can be. If a boss got an attitude with me because I want to work an hour later and she ready to go home or he ready to go home, that's on him. I refuse to dummy me down to make somebody else comfortable. If I decide to get a new wardrobe, buy a new car, and everybody around me is upset with me because I made these decisions to do something for me, and they're upset because they can't do this for them, I'm sorry. Everything I've gotten in my life, I've worked hard for it. And everything we want is in our reach. We just got to work for it. And I don't mean everything you get, you got to actually work for it to get it, because it doesn't always work that way. But I guarantee you, if you take a first step, something will happen in your life to get you closer to your dream, to get you closer to that goal, to get you closer to that accomplishment that you're trying to acquire. You can get it, but you can't get it talking about it. You got to keep pushing. I did not feel like this live tonight. I am preparing for the women's conference, women's empowerment conference at my church, First Baptist Highland Park. They've asked me to speak on why can't we be sisters. That's a hard one, because that's very challenging, because it's a question. I could easily tell you how sisters have offended me, how they've betrayed me, how they've hurt me, and all that good stuff, all that bad stuff. But that's not what they asked for. They want to know what we can do to mend that. That's a hard task, but I'm up for the challenge. I didn't back down. I didn't run. I didn't make excuses. I didn't say I'm sick. I didn't say I got a migraine, and I get migraines all the time. I did not run from that challenge. And we have to stop running from challenges when we know very well that those challenges that we go through can very well help us to get where we want to be. But we always want the easy way out. Young people raising children, be very careful of spoiling your child so much that they don't know a struggle. I see them when I leave for work at 6 o'clock. I have to leave at 6 o'clock in order to get to work at 7 o'clock. Doesn't always work that way, but that's what I'm trying to do. Thank you, Alonzo. Here I am getting in my car to go to work. It's still dark outside. I see parents outside in their cars with their kids waiting for the bus, and they're in high school. What are we teaching our children? My kids were as young as 14, 13, maybe younger than that, at the bus stop. Don't care what kind of weather it was. If they said school's canceled, come back in the house, I'll make myself available. But they needed to be out there in the cold, because guess who else was out there in the cold? Their mom. Guess who all has good jobs, very dependable, good work ethics? Because I instilled that in them. I wanted them to know nothing is going to come easy to you. And if you don't do your chores in the house the right way, you're not going to be in the job and do your chores the right way. And as a result of that, you're not going to get good performance appraisals. Things are just not going to go well for you, and you're going to be in mediocre jobs. So I instilled in my children to work hard for what they want. I did not spoil them rotten where they were waiting for someone to take care of them. Because when we do that, they become adult children waiting for mama to come home and make dinner for them, and they're adult children where they should be making the dinner if they're still at home. But if we're not raising them where they can get on a bus, they can walk from their home to the bus stop 2 blocks away, and you're going to let them sit in your car when you should be on your way to work, And some people are saying, mind your business. That's my child. I don't want her abducted. I don't want him abducted. If you don't want your children abducted, you better teach them some survival skills. You got to teach your children some survival skills. It's bad out there. It is no joke. And keeping them in your car, pampering them till the bus comes, you're not preparing them for adulthood. You are preparing them to continue to be a little kid. That's why we have so many grown adults fathering children all over America and in no position to take care of them. They weren't raised to do right. And now they're adults trying to figure it out. They're adults. And ladies, how dare you have a baby by somebody and you won't take them to child support because you don't need his money. It's not for you, my sister. It's for that child. And if you did take him to get if you did go to courts for child support, that will make him start thinking twice before fathering 5 or 6 more kids out there in the universe and not be in a position to take care of the first one. We have a responsibility that goes way beyond our needs. We got so much more that we need to do that goes beyond what we need to do for ourselves. But we are babying these kids. They lose an expensive $1,300 phone. We go to the store, buy them another. There are no consequences. Mine broke the face of his phone. He had it for about 9 months until his birthday. And if he breaks that one, he's still on his own. I'm not going to do it again. Because I had already explained to him, you need a cover and you need a back and you need to be careful with it. We got to make them work for what they want. We got to make them earn it. As early as 3, you go to a Chinese restaurant, you see 3-year-old babies, toddlers, put napkins together. They training them young, and these kids are going to grow up to be entrepreneurs when they're 16, 17, 18 years old. They are grooming them for success. We're grooming our children for failure. We're so busy, especially single parents. We're so busy feeling sorry for our children because they don't have a complete home. They're children that my children grew up with that had a mama and a daddy. They ain't doing as well as my children. They got more strife in their home than I ever had. Don't make excuses for being a single parent. You just have to work harder. That's why I'm on here tonight. I didn't feel like it, but we have to push ourselves. We have to keep pushing. We have to continue to strive to get what we want out of our lives. And don't think an employer is going to do it for you. No. An employer is a means to pay bills. They're not going to change your life for the better. God has blessed each one of us with a talent. Mine, I can sing. Y'all ain't heard me sing, but I can hit a tune here and there. I can write. I can do plays. I can work in nursing homes. These are my talents. You got a talent also. Okay, we can do 9 to 5s because we got to pay our bills. But think about what God has blessed you with and start fine-tuning that talent because that's your hidden gift. And if you're not tapping into it, don't be mad at the world because you've been gifted with something and you decided not to use it. You all have gifts. And it is up to us to use the gifts that God has given us to use. He supplied us with what we need. And we get so caught up in our jobs. We get so caught up. Oh my gosh, this boss don't like me. They gave me a bad evaluation. They said this to me. They said that to me. It's not for us to be comfortable. It's not a job for us to be all giddy and happy. It's a means to pay bills. Don't look for friends on the job. Don't look for lovers on the job. That can get you in a lot of trouble. Just focus on the mission and get that job done, and then tap into your talents. Because think about all the people in the cemetery. This is not my quote. I used to read it all the time as a little girl, and I said, that will not be me. Where a lot of authors, motivational speakers, they talk about all the dreams that are dead at the cemetery because they never fulfilled the dreams. They died before they could fulfill their dream because they're so insistent on, I'll do it tomorrow. 42-year-olds are dying left and right. They just dying. Younger than that, just dying. We always think we're going to be around 75, 70 years. I lost my dad at 63. And he loved life. He adored life every day. He never complained. He didn't want to die. He held on as long as he could. But he also said on his last days, I have lived a great life. I ain't taking nothing back. If this is my time to go, it's my time to go because I have truly enjoyed my life. How many of us can say that on our deathbed? And keep in mind, we might not get to the deathbed. It could be anywhere, anytime. How many of us can say, I'm living my dream? I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to do. And if you're being nudged consistently every day, you know you need to be catering. You know you need to write that book. You know you need to start that boutique. You know you need to start making them pies. The furlough sisters. The furlough cheesecake sisters, I just found out their parents are members of our church. They didn't bring any pies in for us to taste. I don't understand that one. But they were there and they talked about when they were furloughed, what they went through. And they said, we might as well make these pies while we on furlough. And now they are a huge success and they quit their job. See, sometimes it takes God to do something drastic for us to say, okay, what else am I supposed to do? Oh, make pies. Okay. And that's how you start doing your thing. But a lot of times it's not that you don't see that push. You got to be still enough to know whether or not he's talking to you or not. If he's speaking to you, if you're getting that nudge or not. But if you're always busy on them 9 to 5s, killing yourself. I got coworkers who work till 9 p.m. because now I'm in a money department. Really? I ain't doing it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll do it for I'm Still a Rose. But I will give you what I'm paid to do on my 9 to 5. Now, I'm going to give you 100%. That's all we're required to do. And under Trump, it's known, he has said to his administration, they got, in order to get rated the highest rating, you better walk on water. So I've yet to figure out what constitutes walking on water. And until I find that out, I'm going to walk on water for I Am Still a Rose. So my suggestion to you, hey cousin, is to find out what you're good at. many of you know already. You know right now. But I'm going to put it off. No, you don't even say I'm going to put it off, but you notice what you're doing. I'm going to work on it next year. That's going to be my first resolution. Don't have any more resolutions. On your birthdays, this is what I do. Every birthday, July 15, I evaluate where I am. On January, I assess. Wait a minute. I'm saying it backwards. On July 15th, I go over my goals. Now, I already had goals. So I really look at them to see what I need to take off, what I need to add, what I need to fine tune, or what have you. And in January, I assess where I am in those 6 months. And it's a constant every 6 months reviewing. And then I have them in my Bible. And then I check off as things happen. I check off and I say, thank you, Jesus. I got this. Thank you, Jesus. This one happened. Oh, I don't know about this one. I'm going to move this one to this time frame, or I've changed my mind. So I recommend doing it that way, because New Year's resolutions, I don't know many people who follow through. But if you're doing this for your birthday every year, I bet you'll follow through on that. And then seeing where you are, doing a status check in January or 6 months later. That's what I recommend. But whatever you do, you have to move forward. You have to push yourself. You have to come to a conclusion that I want more. No more excuses. No more, well, I made these D's, young people. I'm talking to you. I made these D's because the teacher don't like me. Teacher is tired. Y'all so unruly in the classroom. You're disrespectful. You don't honor your teachers. They're tired. They ain't getting paid no money. They may not like you, but they're not in there to love you. They're in there to educate you. And go in with that mindset that I'm here to get educated. People in the workplace, stop looking for your supervisor to love you. They don't care about you. They just want the job done. We should be learning that in elementary school, but we're not. So we get culture shock because my mom, she shielded us. Just didn't tell us about the real world. I told my kids, I let them watch Lifetime. I reminded them that there's a prowler outside waiting for them. So they better be careful and they better stay with me in the stores. Don't get lured off anywhere. I've even told them what these creeps will say to them. I even gave them a password. So it was a cuss word. So they would love to say it. So guess what? They will never forget it. You gotta be vigilant in these days. You gotta be vigilant. And I've seen parents go up to the school to challenge teachers, and all they said was, I kicked your kid out of class because they were being disrespectful. You let a teacher call me and tell me my 14-year-old's been disrespectful in the classroom. Call social services, call as my daughter used to say, call Social Security. Because that's what she would threaten to do if I told her I was going to do this or that to her. She said, well, Mommy, this is Chrissy. I'll call Social Security on you. Because she done heard somebody say something, probably my family, because I didn't play with my kids. And as a result of that, they're productive kids, productive young adults. And I didn't do anything special. What I did, ladies and gentlemen, every day I was tired, and every day I didn't feel like fussing at them, I would say, girl, you better push yourself. You better get that boy in check. Talking about my oldest one, who's now 38. You better get him in check, or he gonna be in your household forever. You better get up and go check him. That's what I had to do. Push myself. It is hard raising these children. I got it. We tired. We've been at work all day. That's why it's important for you to fulfill those dreams so you can do things outside of your job. See, a lot of people go to work, be there all night because they don't want to go home. They're either unhappy with who's there waiting for them, or they just dread being in the home by themselves. I have a coworker who said when we were furloughed, I want to come to work. What do I have to sign to just not forego my money and I'll just come to work and volunteer? There's like, lady, you got to read the rules. The government is closed. Who wants to go to work during furlough and not get paid? Somebody who doesn't have a life. And ladies who are in my age group, 50, 60, scared to date, scared to go out here and find companionship because you've been hurt. Everybody in America has been hurt. What makes you think you're so special that you can sit and hibernate for the rest of your life because somebody hurt you? We got to get over our hurts and realize life does go on. You're going to be okay. It ain't the end of the world. You're going to be all right. You're going to be a survivor if you survive through it to get to it. But if you stay in it, you go nowhere. You don't go forward. You just sit stagnant, get all ugly, and then you might as well stay home. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't give that jerk that kind of power, because he, I guarantee you, has moved on. And men hurting women. Oh my gosh. I still know players in their 50s and 60s. Some of them married. What you doing? Dude, I'm getting ready to go to bed. What you and your wife doing? Stop calling. Stop texting. Stop being on social media with me. Be in love with your wife. If you out of love with her, get back in love with her. Do what you need to do to make it better. Ain't nothing out here in the street. You wasting your time. And if you continue to waste your time during that mindset, you will continue to be miserable. Make some changes. Make some changes. Move beyond where you are today. You can do it. Life is too short. Tomorrow is not promised. We got to stop saying, I'll do it tomorrow. I got this. No, you don't have it. You're not in control of your life as far as how long your life lasts. Only God is. And your time might be up tomorrow. And then all your dreams go in that casket with you or in that fire with you. It's just as simple as that. Please don't let that be you. I guarantee you it won't be me. Write your goals out. Write your dreams out. Make them happen. One step at a time. What I've learned about my relationship with God is every time I take one step, He pushes me forward. It's like He's guiding me. When I don't take a first step, I'm stagnant, or I feel His nudging. Go. How many more days you want me to tell you this? Go ahead, move forward. My first event, I just said it's a dream. I want to have this Be the Rose event. A mentor of mine laughed when I told him I only sold 4 tickets. This was 2 months prior to the event taking place. Within 3-4 weeks, tickets were just selling. We had a full house. I took that first step. Yes, I had fear. Yes, I had doubt. Yes, I even had that adversary telling me, girl, I don't know what you're doing. You wasting your time. Ain't nobody gonna come be no rose, not the thorn. Who cares about that? Who even knows what that means? That adversary ain't no joke. And everything happened to me. Family, friends, everybody was just not where I thought they would be in my life. And it still happened. And I didn't let the adversary get to me. Not one time. And that's what we have to do. We have to be steadfast and just make it happen and keep that vision in the forefront. And when you get those negative thoughts, dismiss them. Change the channel to something positive immediately. When I heard that voice saying ain't nobody gonna come, I said, oh, yes, they will, because people want to remove those thorns. People are tired of being stressed. People are tired of feeling of like there's no tomorrow. People are tired of being betrayed. People are tired of being walked on. Oh, yeah, they're going to show up. Now, part of me was like, I think they ain't going to show up. But I never gave up. And I kept pushing. I kept moving forward. Every obstacle that came in the way, God removed it. I didn't remove it. We had so many people in that room. There was no room for the caterer. They gave me another room. That's how God works. Otherwise, the caterer would have had to be outside. We would have been out there with the flies and the nets and everything, because there was no room in that room. I didn't see it coming. But that's how God works. You just take that first step. So, in closing, I just wanted to get that message out there that we got to push ourselves. Don't lie stagnant. Don't expect everything you want to just come and lay at your feet, because it doesn't work that way. You gotta push yourself. And you gotta focus on what your needs are as much as we do these jobs that we work on. And I'm a professional. I make good money. But I got sense enough to know at 57, if I die tomorrow, they might come to the funeral, but I guarantee you the majority of them will not. And they will be discussing who's going to replace me before I get cold. And when we understand that, we no longer are worried about who doesn't like us. That's just life. They're concerned about a mission. That's it. They're not concerned about you, your family members. They don't even know they don't even know if you got kids. You can have 9 kids on your desk. They probably have never seen them. They just want to make sure those tasks get done. Now, granted, there are some organizations that love their people. But I'm talking about the majority. They do not. So, push. Push, push, push. And if you're in the DMV this weekend, I will be speaking at First Baptist Highland Park, where I am a member. Pastor Henry P. Davis III, Pastor Dr. Henry P. No, I'm saying it wrong. Dr. Henry P. Davis III, the pastor at First Baptist Highland Park, has invited me, and I am so honored. I am so honored to be there. His one of the reverends there is running the conference, Reverend Alston. And she's given me the title, as I mentioned earlier, Why Can't We Be Sisters? So I got to go work on that some more tonight and get ready, because the conference starts tomorrow, and I speak on Saturday. So come out if you're in the area. It's only $30, and it should be a lot of fun, a lot of women, a lot of powerful women. And we're talking about warfare. Spiritual warfare is no joke. I have never had this much coming at me all at one time, and it's been happening for the last 2 months. And I've realized what it is. It's the adversary trying to distract me so that I can just say, I ain't doing this. I'm just going to get in bed and watch Lifetime all night. But I know better, so I'm not going to do that. But if you don't know God, you don't know better. So get in a relationship with God. If you don't know him, just read Genesis and curl up. And you might have to read it about 10 times, but when you read it and it ignites in your heart, you'll realize, wow, something will change in your life. And that's where I am now. And I'm highly blessed, highly favored, because I have a better relationship with our Heavenly Father. Wish me much success. This will be my first time speaking at a big church. And I'm excited. I think there are going to be like 100 or so in my sessions. And I'm kind of nervous, but that's my humble spirit. So I'm going to do what I got to do. But I want to thank you for joining. Please share with those that you know need to get beyond their issues, who need to stop spoiling their kids, who needs to stop complaining about their JOBs. Share this with them and move forward. It's in you. God has given it to all of us. Every one of us has a special talent that the other one does not have. That's another thing I'm going to talk about on Saturday. The competition. No need to compete with any one of you. There's so many people doing videos and so many good videos, and I'm watching it all, but I never try to emulate anything they do because I know God blessed me to be who I am, and all this is from the heart. Tonight I'm not even scripted. Usually I write notes. All this is just from the heart. I'm sincere in what I'm saying. And I don't need to look at somebody else's video and say, I want to do what they do. I want to say what she said. I want to look like her. I want to, no. She's in her race and I'm in my race. And that's how we have to look at life. Don't look at anybody else for what they have or what they've done in life. Focus on your race, because each one of us has different DNA just for that purpose. Their race is going to be different than your race. Their issues are different than your issues. Your story is different than their story. We all have our own stuff. So stop looking in their yard thinking that it's better, because it's not going to be better. They just have another yard, another type of yard. So on that note, I got to study some more. Be ready. And I want to thank you for joining. This is Tanya Barbie. I am still a rose. And so are you. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Oh, I'll be at WBGR next Sunday, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. So check me out. And I might have a special guest on domestic violence. So take care. Have a great night. And don't forget, live your dreams. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Start now. Start planning tonight. Good night. Thank you.